Okay, hello, it's Lucy, and we're looking at another 8 by 8 not Easter. This is an 8 by 8 album that I made for my mother. I made it several years ago when I was in, I think maybe in, oh, maybe, did I, before I left, or I think it was like 2018 that I made this album for her. And she got to enjoy it, and then she passed away in September of 2021. And when she passed away, I told my sisters I wanted it back. So this is it. I used paper by, it was Grace, I think it was called, paper by Grace something. I think, I'm not sure, but it was Grace was the name of the paper. And it's very, very pretty. And this person stopped making paper a long time ago. But I had this paper that I had picked up. I think I had picked it up at Michael's. And I absolutely loved it. It was different than everything else. And so that's what you'll see. But these flowers, of course, are from Prima. I love Prima. And then I added a heart here. And it's a puffy heart. And it's by Crepe Paper, by one of their collections, one of their heart collections. But I have that. And then I added, these little gemstones in the colors to match. But basically, you're going to see these colors. It's green with a teal. She loved teal. And it's got a pink in there also. I'm giving you an overview of the flowers so you can see how pretty those are. And then I had these, I forgot by who, probably American Crafts, Captured Memories. It's foam tape, and it's gold, and I thought it was perfect for my mother's album, okay? And here you can see another paper there that I used for the spine, and then this paper that I used on the back. It's so pretty. And she loved it. She kept it in a plastic bag. She kept it on her coffee table on the lower shelf, and people would always ask her, and she'd pull it out and show it to them. She was very proud of it. So I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to get through it. It's just an object, okay, that holds memories. And this is my mother when she was very little. And that's her, I think she called her Betsy Lee. It's one of her dolls. But look at how pretty the paper is. And the paper is from, this is Maggie Holmes. I love Maggie Holmes. And her paper just fit perfectly because of the flowers. See, I added gold touches whenever I could. I added vellum from her vellum flowers. So that's very pretty there. Okay, that's that side. And this side is again my mom. And you'll see she's making a very angry face. If you'll permit me, I'll tell you the story. Her mother had been at like a plaza, and she had been shopping, and she needed my mom to interpret for her. And my mom wouldn't. For some reason, my mom didn't want to interpret for her, because she was pulled away from something she was having fun with or something. But she didn't want to interpret for her mother. Maybe she was mad because you always need me to interpret or whatever. But she didn't interpret for her mother. And so then later on, she wanted an ice cream cone. And her mother said, no, you didn't interpret for me. You don't get an ice cream cone. So she's very, very mad there. She's very, very mad. But they had already, paid for this photo session, I guess. And my mom got hand-me-downs. The dress looks like a little bit too little for her, but my mom was the youngest of 12, okay? And so all she got was hand-me-down dresses. They were very, very poor. So all her brothers and her father worked in the fields. So they irrigated or they picked, So that's the story. Pick cotton or irrigated fields. So I added more flowers there. Mostly the Maggie Home ones. Isn't that pretty though? And here's another one, my mother's school days. She says she didn't have time. She ran to school. She didn't even take the rollers out. She took the rollers out, but she didn't brush it out. But there's my mom. And here's my mom again when she's older, with her hair brushed out this time. My mom loved curling her hair. Her name's Maria Elva Lopez. That's what she was born, Lopez. Here she is again. Her younger days before she was married. And here's all my Maggie Holmes flowers. And some of them I put up on, this one's on foam tape and so are those. So some are up on foam tape. Okay, got kind of worn there. Oh, probably from this. It got worn from this. This is a crown. And the picture of my mother is beautiful there. My mother was from Eloy, Arizona. It's a very small town now. Well, it was even smaller back then. And she was running for Queen of Eloy. And this is the picture they took for her queen, running for queen photo. Isn't it beautiful? My mom was very beautiful. Her eyes were, you could see they're not quite brown, they're hazel. My mother had hazel eyes. And only my one sister, Monique, and my brother have hazel eyes. The rest of us ended up with brown. But they have like hazel green sometimes, depends how you look at it. And so she always used green eyeshadow. It always looked really good on her. So there she is. So I added these. And maybe I shouldn't because they're cutting into the other page. But these are just crowns from Prima. This one and this one. Just so that, it goes in with the story. Look at the fireflies in the back. Very pretty. And then I did this. This is beautiful. And then this is a pocket so I could fit more photos. That's my mother with me and my sister Patricia. This is my mother when it snowed. This is in Turlock, California, where we grew up. And this is also in Turlock, California. This is my mother. She was like always a size 10 and smaller. She loved to exercise in the house. And so I found this ribbon. I have this ribbon that's, I don't know, it's like fuzzy. And it's perfect because it's that same like turquoise color. So the pocket came in handy there for all these photos. And then this one, it's a beautiful one too, my mother. So I framed it in this because of that, and it matches the other side there. So I did that. And then we have this one, and I did a you and me. This is my mother and me. I'm her firstborn. And this is in a park in Turlock, California. And this is Easter. My sister was born already. So my sister was born in 1960. So this is probably in 1961. So I don't think I could walk yet. I was born in October of 59. My mom said I couldn't walk until I was a year and 4 months. And she said I was gonna walk. I was ready to walk, and then my sister was born and I refused. So yeah, I could see that. I was probably jealous or whatever and didn't want to. But I put this on foiled paper, the frame for the gold foil paper. And then, these are from Maggie Holmes with gold on them already. And then the you and me. And then this is my sister Patricia, same Easter. So she's only a few months old there. We tell her we knew she's always a crybaby. There she is. Then I did this, and I used this pretty teal ribbon that I had because, the teal, just begged for the teal stuff. And here's like a teal blue flower from Hobby Lobby. It's beautiful. And then here's some more photos. This is my mother. And this is another one of my mom. So perfect. The pockets are perfect because, there's more photos than pages. Again, another real pretty flower cluster. This one has beads here. So does that one, rhinestones. And then I added these to this. See the perfect color. I added those 3. And here's my mom. And that's me in the background. And there's another one of my mom. These are old. It was cut out, so I had to frame it like that. So that's one of my mom. Here's another one of my mom. I was in the 3rd grade at this time. There it is. And I used a doily, the same color as this, but this is a white square that's already in the paper. So it was perfect with the firefly. So I just used a couple. I used 2 doilies. I must have used 2 doilies there. But isn't that pretty? See what you can do with your 8x8 albums? Even if they're playing with just pockets, they're useful. Here's another one. And it's my mother again. And here she is again. And here she is again. Believe it or not, look at my mother there. Look at how young she looks. Would you believe she's already like 43 in this photo? Because at 41, she'd had my sister Angela, her last one. Look at how tiny she is. She always looked really, really good. She loved always like leaving the house with, she wouldn't leave the house without makeup. And, you know, she was born in that era. I used some of that ribbon again that you saw before, but it looked dark. But here it is, a different angle, and you can see that it's actually bright. So that's it. Here's the back. And I have more photos that I'm going to add to it, even if I have to make pages now, because flip out pages, because I still have the paper. I kept it, and the extra paper, and I've got more photos to add. I want to add this one. I want to add that one. I want to add, no, maybe not that one, but I do want to add this one. So, and I'm sure there's more photos. I'm the oldest of 6, so I'm in charge of the photos. I've got boxes of them. And this month sometime I'm supposed to scan them with one of my sisters, my youngest sister, that's 45. And so she's going to come over and we're going to scan them. So there'll probably be more photos of, I want them only of my mother or of my mother and me, since I made the album. So again, Captured Memories, appropriate title. I loved making it. It was really quick. And the joy it gave her was just, she really, really, her face was so proud when she was showing people, you know, that I did this, you know. So thank you for joining me. Bye.